Hello, hi there. My name's Debbie Skyrme, and I am Celebrant Spain. And as it suggests, I am a celebrant in Spain. I officiate symbolic wedding ceremonies in the Spanish sunshine. And I would love to be able just to have a quick chat with you and explain to you the difference between a marriage and a wedding. So for example, out here in Spain, we call it a destination wedding. Why don't we call it a destination marriage? Well, that's because the marriage and the wedding are two different things. So the marriage is the legal part, it's the legal contract. Now, I used to be a registrar in the UK. I was a registrar of births, deaths and marriages way back in 2005, and for a long time I was registering births, deaths and marriages. And we would have people coming into the register office to register their marriage. It was a legal contract, and it actually consists of 40 words plus your names, and then a signing in the register and a witnessing of that entry by two other people. So your marriage can be as basic and as plain and as functional as that. Just going into the register office, making a verbal contract, the two of you saying 40 specific words plus your names, signing the register and having two people that witness that. That is a marriage. It is a legal contract. Now, if you think about a church and a church wedding is the legal part. It's saying those 40 words and it's making an entry into the register, but it's also then surrounded by religious ceremony, and that is the wedding. So the wedding is the ceremonial part and the marriage is the legal contract. Not everybody wants to have a religious wedding, or two people from different religions might want to create a completely personal ceremony, combining the two areas of their different religious beliefs. So what you need is somebody who can mix and match and blend traditions and cultures and religions and beliefs and moral values, and that is your celebrant. So a registrar, for example, a registrar can legally marry you and can register your marriage. And a registrar can officiate a ceremony around that. However, a registrar cannot have any religious content within their ceremony. So if you do want to bring in some kind of religious content, unfortunately your registrar is not going to be able to do that for you. So you need to look for an independent celebrant. And an independent celebrant can create something completely bespoke. So it could be a tradition from your family that you want to bring in. It could be a tradition that's perhaps from your heritage, perhaps it's a Celtic tradition. Perhaps you want to meld different religious beliefs and traditions, and you can do that with a celebrant. A celebrant can mix and match and meld and mold and blend and create something completely bespoke. Not only that, but if you have a celebrant officiate the wedding part, so separate the marriage from the wedding. The marriage is the legal contract and the wedding is the ceremony. You can hold these two things on completely different days if you want to. So your wedding celebrant can officiate a wedding for you in a forest, or on top of a mountain, or in a beautiful garden, in your own back garden. It can be inside, it can be outside, it can be in a teepee, it can be wherever you want it to be. So again, a registrar is confined by certain criteria. The council has to designate certain areas within a recognised venue, an authorised venue, for example. But an independent celebrant does not have any of those restrictions. So as an independent celebrant, we can officiate your ceremony whenever, wherever, and however you want it. So you have your marriage is the legal contract, and the wedding is the ceremony around that. Now, if I just go back to being a registrar, as I once was, and talking about births and deaths and marriages, if I draw an analogy, if your baby's born, you then have to go and register the birth at the register office. But you don't have all your guests and all your family and all your friends coming into the register office and creating a ceremony and having a christening or a baptism or a baby naming, you have the ceremony at a different time. It's the same with when somebody passes, when somebody dies, you have to go into the register office and register the death. But at the same time, you don't have all the loved ones, all the mourners, all the bereaved, all the grievers coming into the register office and having a ceremony in the register office. They do that at a different time. It could be a funeral, it could be a celebration of life, it could be a memorial. So you separate the legal contract, the legal register, from the ceremonial celebration. And it's the same with a marriage and a wedding. The marriage is the legal contract, and the wedding is the ceremonial part. Now, if you want to, this is where I come in, you can actually have your wedding at a completely different country, completely different destination. So you can register your marriage in the country where you live, and then you can come across to another country such as Spain or Greece or Italy or the Caribbean or wherever you want to. And you will find that there are independent celebrants all over the world who can then create and officiate your wedding ceremony for you. So I'm in Spain, I'm in the south of Spain. We have 320 days of sunshine on average a year. It's absolutely beautiful here. So this means we have a very long ceremony season. And this means that you don't have to come in July and August. In fact, it's actually too hot in July and August. It's much better to come in May and June or September and October. And the benefit of that is cheaper flights. So quite often a destination wedding overseas can be cheaper. And you can come in, as I say, May, when it's beautiful, when the spring flowers are all around and the beaches are empty. Everybody's still at school, so there's nobody on the beaches. You can have it to yourself. We have some amazing destinations here. We have castles and palaces, and you can go onto a cliff top at sunrise. You can go onto a beach at sunset. You can have the most amazing photos for your wedding. So if you are thinking about a marriage, then consider a register office to legally contract your marriage. But then have a really good think about how you visualize your wedding. What is your ideal wedding? What's your perfect wedding? And if it's something a little bit different, if it's somewhere a little bit different, if you want to have something completely original, something very, very personal, then do reach out to your local celebrant, or have a look in the directory and see if you can find an independent celebrant just to have a chat to. You'll find that we're very, very flexible, and we're very, very keen to chat to couples and talk things over without any kind of obligation. And when you're ready, book us and do it soon, because coming up 2021, we've got lots of rescheduled weddings that we've had to put into our diaries alongside of all our new weddings. So if you are thinking of booking, well, any supplier really, do it sooner rather than later, so that we can make sure that we can save your date and that you get the wedding that you deserve, the wedding that you've dreamed of, and your absolute perfect wedding, whatever it is, whatever that might be. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm Debbie Skyrme, and I'm Celebrant Spain. My website is celebrantspain.es for España, and I'm on all social media as Celebrant Spain. So don't confuse me with anybody else. I'm Celebrant Spain, Debbie Skyrme, and I would love to chat to you about your wedding. Have a great wedding fair, and thank you so much to the guys at Tie the Knot for inviting me, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks, bye.